Welcome to my Pacific War 1942 Solitaire game by Worthington Publishing games. So it's a solitaire board game that's made just to play by yourself, and it's a very low complexity game. So it's age 14 plus, victory within 30 minutes. So I wonder if we'll test that. We will test that. And he says Japanese advances during World War II nearly succeeded. Had they occupied Hawaii, Australia, India, and all of China, the war could have ended differently. The advances came close, only to be stopped and pushed back. Pacific War 1942 Solitaire is a game about those advances. You take role of allies against the autonomous Japanese player, referred as the bot. So I like the artwork. The box is really nice. You get a nice set of tokens. So what's in the box is what we're doing. We get a nice little rule pamphlet. It's double-sided, really 2 pages, but it has technically 12 pages of rules. So it's obviously a quick read that we can do, right? And get through pretty quick. We also have several other items in the box. We have an events card. It's got 1 through 6 dice on that setup, so not odd versus even, so it's kind of control what happens throughout the war game. We have a allies or player cheat card. Gives you sequence to play, the actual battles, what would happen. Europe, what to do with the Europe, because there's a Europe tokens that affect your play. Action points for turns 1 through 8 and 9 through 20, and ship results. Battles. And then we get a board. It's an actual nice little backed board. It actually has a nice artwork on the back as well. Kind of cool. It looks really cool. So you could actually technically display it. And then a nice little map of the Pacific. So with this board, you get the India front here, and then we have the China front. We have I think Southwest front, which is Australia, and the Central front, which is to Hawaii. So 4 fronts and 3 sea areas. Indian Ocean, Southwest Pacific and Central Pacific. And it's got a tracker for your turns, up to 20 turns looks like we can play at the most. It's kind of nice. And then, as always, Worthington Publishing always puts in a nice organizer with your game. You get 1 dice, all it takes is 1 dice, and then a tray for your tokens to keep that going, which is it. It's very nice. So let's kind of set this up, because I'm going to set this game up and we're going to play it, because it's supposed to be playing within 30 minutes, and let's do it. So let me break out the tokens. Fun to break out tokens. So, and while I lay it, we can discuss what they are. You get a blank one too, so those all came out very nice. So the blank one, you don't care. So we got a Southwest counter. And then Berber side is this is for the Japanese, is a minus diurnal modifier. So that affects your Japanese front. So it's a Southwest front, which is here. And since allies start in the double circles, obviously going the other way, the Japanese would start on the other side, pushing to Japan. And then we got the Japanese controlled fleets, so they go, all the waterways are controlled by Japan in the beginning. So, and then we got India, so this goes in double for India. And then on the back of those, I didn't show, it's got stalled and active. So your fronts can get stalled and that affects you not being able to do things. Central front, we start at Midway. And Southwest front, we start at Port Moresby. Central Pacific is Japanese. Indian Ocean's Japanese to start off with. Let's set this one aside. These are reserve tokens. So what these do is re-rolls for the allies for attacks and defense. So you can re-roll the actual Japanese. And so they're on Tarawa. Just did a video on that game. That's a fun game. India front, so they're here in Rangoon. And we set the turn at 1. Here's Europe 1, 2. And here's another front for China. So they go chucking. And then Chinese front active. Worthington Press token, which we don't need to use. And then another reroll reserve and blank. So I'm gonna use this to reroll to roll. So what happens first? I'm just gonna play and we're gonna go through it. So we roll for the sequence is allied player rolls a die determining how many AP points, action points are available based on each chart. AP chart. AP chart is here. So 1 to 3 is at 1 AP, 4 to 5 is 2, and 6 is a 3. So 3 is the most. And then there's different actions we can do. So we'll go do that. So right now I got a 3, so it's 1 AP. So I have a choice of attacking a Japanese front marker. I can attack a Japanese sea area. What the sea markers do, whoever controls it, the opposite team, if I'm attacking, say I'm attacking Tarawa from Hawaii, and they control the sea, they get a -1 on my dice roll. So I have, if I roll 6, it's really a 5, so I'll never get a 6. And cool, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. And then these pentagons are fortifications. They give another -1 modifier to attacks. So we got 1, and I'm going to just to start off with, I'm going to attack the sea, and the sea is a 1 to 3 no effect, and 4 to 6 attacker wins. So I need a 4 or 6. Nothing, so it doesn't happen. So I have 1 AP point, that's it. So now it's the Japanese turn, they get the roll. And based on this roll, I look on the event chart, and we'll see what that is. A 2, and it's an odd turn. So American Juggernauts attack the Allied front marker on the Central Pacific and Southwest. So here and here, we're attacking. There's no modifiers for them because they control the sea, and it's not a fortification in Midway. 1 is nothing because they need a 3 to 6 to advance, and down here in Australia, it's not a special anything. And they got a 4, so a 4 means they advance, so it pushes back the front to Australia, and they take over Port Moresby. And that's the end of turn 2. Let's move on to turn 2. So we start with the roll. 5. 5 is 2 APs. So what's going to happen now, since they're pushing me back here, I'm going to try to take out this Japanese fleet. A 3 has no effect. So my next one, I'm going to try to take out Central Pacific fleet. And nothing else. So guess what? Nothing happens again. And the Japanese roll 1 on an even turn. Other fronts, Europe, Middle East, etc. Reduce Allied reserves. I have no reserve tokens on the board. By 1 and flip 2 active fronts to stalled. So I get to choose, since I'm kind of biased. I'm just going to flip to India and China to stalled because I'm trying to keep these active. And I have to win basically because I'm going to push to Japan and try to get as many take over as many steps or areas as I can, because I need at least 13 to draw and 18 to win. This is 6 points, victory points to take Japan, so you need to push really hard. So Japan has a great bias to the point, which that makes it a hard game to play, but fun. So we're already on turn 3. So let's roll. We got a 3. 1 to 3. It's 1 point. So we got 1 point. So what do we do? I'm going to attack the sea. I'm trying to get that away. 5. And that will flip the control to America. Their sea fleet did a great job this turn. And now it's the Japanese turn. I'm rolling ones. Oh, constantly. So this one is odd again. So they're going to attack. Well, they're going to attack. It's the China front. So attack allied marker on the China front and flip it to stalled. It's already stalled, but they're going to attack. And there is no modifiers to that specific one. So let's see. A 5. They're pushing them back. Boom. Boom. Japan's doing a pretty good job so far. On to turn 4. 4 is 2 APs. So now we're going to attack into Tarawa, but that's a front fortification. So I get a -1. So I need a 6 or a 5 to do this. 6 or 5. I got a 3. Nothing. I'm doing it again. And I got a 5. So what that means is they push back here to Wake, and I move up to Tarawa. Now I get that fortification if they attack back. All right, now it's time for Japan, turn 5, and they got a 4 on a odd turn. No, it's an even turn. 4 on an even turn. Kamikazes, retreat the Allied front marker. 1 location in the Central Pacific and Southwest fronts if within 2 locations of Japan. And 1, 2. Nope. 1, 2. So nope, none of those will even be there. And this one, if it's turn 17 to 20, I'm sorry about the sniffling. The game ends immediately. So that's the way you can end the game automatically in this game. It can happen. And that does help with the victory if that happens. So now it's on to turn 5. All right, turn 5. Let's roll for APs. 1. Woo. We attack a central front. 4. Push it back. Yeah. All right, Japanese not get to play on turn 5. It's a 3 on odd. 3 on odd. Attack all allied front markers adjacent occupying Japan +1 DRM. Nothing is close, so nothing happens on this turn. So turn 6. Roll for APs. 2. Get 1 AP. It's turn 6. We are going to attack in Southwest. Actually, we're going to attack the sea control because we don't need that extra stuff. Nothing. All right, Japanese turn. A 4 on a even turn. It's kamikazes, and they're not within 2 locations Japan, so nothing again. So turn 7. Come on, turn 7. Go high. 5. That's 2 APs. So we're going to attack the sea marker in Central. Sea marker in Southwest Pacific. Nothing. We're going to do it again. And now we flip it. So now allies take the sea there. Now it's turn 7 for Japanese. 6 on odd. Flip over all Japanese front markers to reserves. So what this means, it's harder for them to be hit because they get a -1 DRM on top of everything else, and everything's cumulative in this game, which means you add everything together. So, but once they get attacked and moved back, they lose that reserves functionality. So on turn 8, let's roll and let's figure this out. All right, we have the Allies' 8th turn. We roll for APs. 3. So we're on the 8th turn. We are still with the smaller AP, so it's 1 AP. So what will we do? We're going to attack on the southwestern front, or advance, whatever. 4 minus 1 is 3, and that's still attacker wins. So that flips it, and then also pushes them up to Port Moresby. Now it's Japanese time. 5 on an odd. Imperial Navy. If Japanese control the Central Pacific Seas, flip the front marker to stall, otherwise attack the ship on CP. So right now Allies control the Central Pacific, so we're attacking. So they need a 4 to 6 to win, and then they do. So they just did a massive blow to the Allied fleet in the Central Pacific. So let's move it to turn 9. Turn 9. Let's get some APs, because that's the biggest thing. If you don't get a lot of APs in game here, it's going to be really hard to win. 3. So we are now on the newer action point thing, which we still get. We get 2 at least, at the least. So that's 2 APs. So let's see. We are going to attack the Central Pacific. We need that DRM up, because that does affect everything. And we do not get it. So we need to push on the Central Pacific, and we get the same result. So nothing happens this turn. Japanese. Event on an odd. For Japanese subs, flip 1 Allied Sea control marker if in play. So Japanese control. 2 Japanese control. Well, that's the only one is here, so they take over the Southwest Pacific, and therefore the Allies are in shit luck. So turn 10. AP time. So now we get 3. So we're attacking the Central Pacific. Need that. No. Oh, this is starting to look bad. And we're going to attack the Southwest Pacific. Nope. Wow. Let's try Central Pacific again. Nope. Interesting. So the Japanese are holding strong in the seas. This is not a good look for the Allies. Alright, time for events. And a 2 on an even. So Imperial Navy, if Japanese control the Southwest Pacific Sea area, it is. Flip the front marker to stalled, otherwise attack ally ships. So yep, now it's stalled. They're pressing hard on the seas. Now that we're turn 11, we're halfway through the game, and we don't got much progress in 6. So 6 at this time is 4 APs. That's an awesome roll. Let's see. So we're gonna attack here on such a Pacific. I'm kind of hung up on that. We gotta get it higher. So 4 will work. We'll flip it. That supports my attack on that. So we're gonna attack that and try to flip it. We need to get a 5 or 6 or 5 or 6 to actually advance on us, as we got the -1. And nope. So that's 2 gone. We're gonna try it again. Nope. Yeah, let's do it again. So we pressed really hard in the central front today, and that's a 2. So that's a no. That's a negatory. So event time. So we got a 5 on an odd. And this is Japanese control of the Central Pacific, which they don't. Otherwise attack. So this is the attack the seas. If they get a 4 to 6, they did not. So the Allies maintain control of the seas in the Central Pacific. All right, time to big APs. Big APs. Yes. So 4 again. So we're attacking that front. I could put a reserve down, but that just kind of saves the action point for later turns. So that's all it really does to me. So 5, we finally force them back. So Guam is controlled by the Americans. Oh, it would be the Americans at this point. All right, southwest front, we're gonna switch that to not stalled. So that's 2 gun, and we're gonna attack without removing the C right now. Nothing. So that goes. Is that 2 gone? 3 gone? All right, 1 more AP. And if I make a mistake, I don't remember, we're gonna try attack again. And no good. So we did push back something, but that's it. Now it's time for the events. And even other fronts. So we reduce Allied reserves by 1, which is none, and flip 2 fronts to stalled. Well, that sucks. So both of these are gonna flip because there's only 2 that aren't flipped. Southwest and central. And on to turn 13. So let's roll for APs. 4 again. See, I was talking about how much important APs are, and now we got them. So since everything's stalled, I need to flip them. The ones I'm working on. Attacking the Japanese controlled C's. We did it. Good job, C forces. And then we're going to attack on the Australian front. And they failed miserably. So here goes the event. 6 on the odd. Flip over all Japanese fronts to reserves, if not flipped already. So that sucks. So now that's a -2 for that, since there's a fortification here in Iwo Jima. And that's another game I'll be playing soon. Solitaire. And then Guadalcanal is flipped, and these guys are just, I don't know, they're dancing over here or something. They don't give a crap. All right. Let's move on to turn 14. We got to push hard now. 3 is 2. So Australia we're pushing. That's a -1 DRM now. Nothing. We got to push Australia. Nothing. This is going to be hard to win the game now, I think, at this point in time. Event time, 6. And we're on even. Imperial Navy, if Japanese control Indian Ocean, they do. It's already flipped to stalled, so it doesn't do anything. They're wasting their resources on the Indian front. All right, turn 15. APs. 4, I believe that's 3. We're going to attack on the Australian, our southwest front. 5, -1 is 4. 4 pushes it back, so they flip to non-reserve, and they push to Guadalcanal. All right, we're going to attack in central. It's a -2 DRM because it's a fortification, and they also have reserves. So the only thing, it's a 6 is the only thing I can get, and nothing. -2 is a, wait, -2 is 3. 3 is an attacker wins, so I was wrong. The only thing, 5 or 6 is a 3 range. Wait, hold on. -2, 3. Yeah. All right, they get pushed back to Japan, and we take over that position. That's cool. So we have 1 more AP. We're going to attack in New Guinea, and we push them back. So we're making some headway on all the fronts, and that's very important. All right, time for an event. 6 on odd. Flip over Japanese front to reserves. Well, here we go again. Boom. And if the American front gets, or the central front gets pushed into Japan, these guys sit aside and they can attack. You can't attack them in the game, so only Japanese can push back. technically. It's like insurgents or partisans or whatever. But anyways, all right, turn 16. We're almost done. Rolling for APs. 5. 5 is 3. So we're going to attack on the southwest front. 3. And this is -2. So it's 2. No. We'll attack again. And we're good. So we're going to flip. We take over Mindanao. And then we're going to attack on Japan. It's -2 in Japan with it's a -3. So only a 6 at this time will matter. So does it make sense to attack there? I think we'll attack on the southwest again. We're going to push here. This will take a lot of rolls possibly. So we're going to attack here. And that will push them back. That was a better play. We got the Philippines back, so we're pushing them back towards Japan. Okinawa's next. All right, time for event. 4 on a odd. Oh, sorry, even. 4 on an odd. Well, I keep saying odd. It's even. Kamikazes, retreat the Allied front, marker location, marker 1 location in the Central Pacific and Southwest if within 2 locations. Yes, they are. 1, 2. So they got to go back 1. So they get pushed up. And 1, 2. Yep, they're within 2. So they got to move back. So they took over the Philippines again. That's a sucky event. Sorry about that. So now we're in turn 17. The bomb could get dropped and stuff like that at this point on turn 17 and after. All right, time for APs. 3, that's 2 APs. I guess we're going to attack the central front. Did I push them back? And they got flipped. No, okay. So we're attacking central front. -1, -2, nothing. And we're going to attack on the southwest. And we got them. So we took back the Philippines. Event time. Come on, top. Bomb. 17 odd. Or 5 odd. Central Pacific, if they control, flip it to stall. It's not. Otherwise, attack. And it's a 3 and no effect, so ineffective sea power. The attack, at the end of the game, if I roll a 4 and it's even, so right now, 18 or 20, the atomic bomb is dropped. So if I roll a 4 now on the event, it's gonna end the game. 6, so we get 4, so we're gonna attack here with a -2 DRM. That's 2, that's not enough. Attack again. 5, 2, 3. 3 is attacker wins, so we flip the front and I move into Iwo Jima again. And then we're going to attack Okinawa. Got 2 more APs. Miss, basically, ineffective attack, failures. Massive failures. Alright, come on 4. Time for atomic bomb drop. Boom! Called it. So, even retreat Allied front markers, you know, if it is within, and turns 17-20 atomic bombs dropped, so I'm not going to do any retreats because it turns 17-20. This is what happens. Oh, it doesn't matter if it's odd or even, so this happens. Atomic bombs dropped on Japan, gaming millions. So boom, we drop the bomb, and game is over. So now we still do victory points to see which I'm pretty sure Japanese technically still won because it is hard to win. So we got little victory point chart here. So add 6 if Japan is occupied by allies, which they're not. 3 if Singapore occupied by allies. Singapore is not. So it's very important to get that to push from India there. So that's worth a lot of points. It's good to know again. Add 1 for each location other than double circle locations, Allied flag locations, Japan and Singapore. Advanced on each front. So this doesn't count, this doesn't count. So 1, 2, 3, 4 points there. And for down here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 8 points there. And then deduct 2 for each controlled, so -2, so that's 6. So it's important to get these flipped. Any European markers, which we didn't have this game at all, would deduct 2, so we're still at 6. Deduct 2 if the atomic bomb has not been dropped, to reflect the Soviet invasion of northern Japan. So we got 6 points, and the score here. 12 or less, Japanese win. Much of Asia will become part of the Japanese Empire. If the score is 6 or less, the Americans will become an isolated nation and Great Britain will lose the war. So even though we dropped the bomb, we pushed really hard over here, it was all the Americans, which kind of reflects that here they were losing pretty bad. So, interesting. 13-18 draw, so Japanese allies are negotiate peace, so allies defeat Germany and contain Russia. Or 19 or more allies win, the historical result even after the atomic bomb was dropped. So dropping the bomb ends the game, but also is bad for you in victory points. In this point, I wonder if I agree with that. It was a way to end the war, but it caused them to surrender. So was it a victory point removal or not? I don't know. Guess we can argue that in the comments if you want to. But anyways, that's this game. It plays really quick. I got done probably less than 30 minutes. It's small. You can take someplace. You can go, hey, what's this? Oh, it's a game. Instead of bringing out your iPad, you can bring this out somewhere, I guess, and play a game. I think it'd be worthwhile, like if you go somewhere and you're just waiting to do something, just fun, play a quick game. And it's all based on the AP. So the APs, how many you get, will really determine your game. So there's kind of randomness, which is true with weather and everything else in the world, right? So it kind of reflects that in a way. Very abstract, but I think it's a fun game. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments for this game. I might get the War of 1812. It's a similar base game based on the War of 1812 in America. If you're not aware of that from other parts of the world, which I do get some viewers from the UK and other areas. So, yeah, just let me know in the comments. And I want to add in another thing. Since you watched the whole video, and since you've watched the whole video, if you comment and like this video, and put a reason why, or not a reason why, but your favorite World War II Pacific Theater aircraft, naval aircraft, in the comments, I'll enter you to win our $25 Amazon gift card. Right now, I'm going to have it at $25. So you can use it for taking some money off a war games. They do have war games on Amazon all the time. And I believe this wasn't there, but there's lots of different Worthington Press games on Amazon that people sell. So anyways, you guys have a great day and keep on gaming out there.